guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Nancy from nancybadija.com and welcome to another episode of XC Shop Critique. Today I'm going to be doing a critique on the store called San Lorenzo for Design. So thank you, Elena, for letting me do a review of your shop. So let's go ahead and get started. So I did an audit on this actual listing here, the one that says Stay Wild. And the first thing I always talk about is photography. So I do believe that, your photography is very pretty. You're using a mock-up and it looks very nice. I do like the fact that you have like a different variation, like with the actual sign and then just the print over wood. What I would do is possibly add additional pictures. Maybe add a picture of it. Buy additional mock-ups that have like a living room or a desk where you would put this picture in, kind of like showcase how it will look in the actual space. And this is actually pretty good. It's really nice and crispy and clear. I would just add additional stuff. Try to show off the picture in details through different angles. Try to scale it so the customer knows what size it is. Use subtle backgrounds, which you are actually doing that, which looks very pretty. Make sure you use crop the photo in a complimentary way, which you are. So I think my only suggestion for your photos is to add additional pictures. So adding a picture of how the picture looks in a room or in a bedroom or wherever you think it will go best. Now, if you are struggling with your sales, I know that that's one of the things that you wanted to know is how to increase your sales without really using advertising. Now, I'm a firm believer that you got to spend a little bit to make more money. I spend a lot in advertising, but I triple what I make. So for me, it's worth advertising. However, if you don't want to advertise and you're okay with making decent money, but you don't want to spend more, so what I would recommend is using this company. It's called Waterfy. And they give you a 30-day for free. So you don't have to pay anything the first 30 days. And Waterfy, what it does, it will take your first 2 pictures of your listing, and it's gonna do a 30-day report, and it's gonna change it. It's gonna change your picture. So the first 2 in your store, so this one and this one, is gonna start swapping it. And in 30 days, it's gonna tell you which picture performed better, which picture got you more clicks and likes, and ultimately which picture got you more sales. So my recommendation would be do this picture, add an additional picture with how it looks in the actual room. So buy a mock-up that shows this picture in the wall and there's a sofa, or in the wall and there's a chair, or whatever it is. But make sure that you showcase how it actually looks. And then test it out. And in 30 days, when they give you the information, all you have to do is follow their recommendation. So if this one got you more clicks, you leave it how it is. However, if the second picture with the actual room got you more clicks and more sales, then you know that that's ultimately all your pictures should look that way. And then you switch it to that one and you would use this one as a second or third one. I generally think that this is nice, a nice picture. There's nothing wrong with it. Do I think that it could give it a little pop? Do I think that it's a little bit, it might look a little bit too plain? Yeah, I could see that. However, does it look bad? No, it does not. You've done a really good job with selecting a really nice background. However, I would implement more pictures. Make sure, because at the end of the day, you have to think about it this way. Because we are buying stuff, right? Someone is buying your stuff online, right? You're browsing online. We can't pick the product up, right? We can't touch it. I can't hold it. I can't feel the texture of the product. So all we have is photography. So photography has to be very, very enticing, that when the person looks at that particular listing, they say to themselves, I wasn't even shopping for this, but I want this picture. You see what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't shopping for it, but it enticed them to buy it. And people are emotional buyers. I know I'm one. Sometimes I'm browsing through Etsy doing SEO research and I end up buying from other shops because I end up finding stuff that's so cute. A lot of it is the way that they present it. It's not even so much the product, even though the product is great, but the way that the photo was presented, it made me want to click on it. It made me want to buy it. That's before. And remember that the determining factor when somebody clicks on a picture, it's not the listing description or the price. It's the photo first. Then they'll review your store. Then they'll review all your reviews. Then they will, see the listing description, see how much shipping is, and so on. So you have to think about it that way. Does this picture make me want to buy it? As a buyer, you as a seller, when you look at your pictures in your store, does it jump on you? Does it make you excited? Do you think that someone would look at it and say, I want that picture? If it doesn't, you need to change it. Regardless if you have a nice background. Because some people's pictures need to be changed because it's out of focus, or it's dark, or there's distraction in the background, so they have everything going against them. Yours actually don't have none of that. However, can it be a little boring? You got to think about it that way now. Or is it enticing someone to say, hey, I want to click on it? So that's what's going to be your struggle in your shop, is understanding if this thing is enticing for someone to click on. Another thing that I will add, try to add as many pictures as you can. Currently, you only have 2 pictures. I will add as many as you can. Maybe combine different rooms. Maybe have one in a black frame. Maybe have one in a white frame. Maybe have one in a gold frame. Maybe have one in a bedroom. Maybe have the picture like in an office or something. But just have them in different angles also as well, showcasing how it looks. This gives people visual. They could look at it and say, oh, that's how it would look in the bedroom, or that's how it would look if I was to put it in, I don't know, in the living room. So you want to make sure that you take compelling photography. It is so critical to your success. A bad photo could prevent you from making a sale, no matter how amazing your product is. So you always have to think about that. Now, in your situation, I don't think it's necessarily a bad photo. I just think that you could spruce it up a little bit more, and it could look a little bit nicer, in the sense of when I look at it, I get excited to click there. So that's my suggestion for your photo. I will also add a call to action. So you could add a picture saying, click below, or view below to view the listing description to find out more about the listing. I will add another call to action saying, click here. Oops, sorry. Put a little arrow pointing here to the heart and saying, click here to save this product or to favor this product. You want to do that, especially with the new changes that Etsy has done. Now buyers receive notifications of any time that you as a shop owner add new items, or if you lower the price of that particular item that they like. So it's just a call to action. Always think about whenever you post anything, whether it's on Etsy, whether it's on social media, a call to action should follow. You should always tell the customer what to do. Click here. That's why when you look at ads, it always says, click here to learn more. Click here to sign up. Click here to shop now. Click here to browse. So you have to do the same thing in your business. So you could put a call to action here saying, favor this listing, or whatever, however you want, but add a call to action. You'd be surprised how many people might favor your item, and then that keeps your store in their radar. So later on, they get notifications and they come back, and hopefully they will become they'll become customers, if not the first time, maybe the second time around. So that's my first suggestion about the photo. Secondly, we're going to move on to getting found, right? So SEO, search engine optimization. So search engine optimization is how people find your store. You want to make sure that you're using descriptive words to describe whatever you're selling. So if I'm looking for a lamp, but I want a blue lamp, I'm going to put small blue lamp. I'm not going to put the word blue. That's too broad. I'm not going to put the word table. That's too broad, right? It could be any type of table. So I'm going to put small blue table lamp. Let's say that's specifically what I'm looking for. That's how you want to write the keywords. However, You just don't want to write them on top of your head and think, oh, this is a keyword that somebody's going to search for. Let me type that in. You have to make sure that you do the grunt work to find keywords that are profitable. If you don't do the keyword correctly, you won't get found. If you want to advertise, if you want to have a store that doesn't spend any money on advertising, guess what? You're going to have to do SEO. You're going to have to do a lot of work to find low competition keywords that you could organically rank for and drive traffic organically to your shop without spending a dime. And that's almost impossible sometimes when you are in a competitive niche like you are, with selling prints. I'm in a competitive niche as well, so I understand how tedious it could be when looking for keywords and how hard it can be. However, if that's the case and you don't want to spend advertising, that's what you have to do. It's also a good thing to start learning how to do SEO, whether you do advertising or not, because at the end of the day, if you do both advertising and you get found organically, guess what? You make double the sales because now you're driving traffic organically without paying anything, and you're driving traffic also through advertising. So that's like a double whammy for you, and that's a good thing. But if you don't want to spend advertising, you have to make sure that you do the groundwork. The nice thing is you could use a tool that I use called XCRank. If you have not used it yet, I highly recommend using it. It's free. I will leave all the links below on this video. You could click on all of them and kind of see all the tools that I have offered you so far. And with with XCRank, you could go in there, find keywords, you could plug in your store, you could check categories, you could check your competitors' keywords. I mean, there's so much stuff that you could do with it. It's incredible. It's free. You can't do the pro version. However, I don't use that one. I use the free one and it works fine for me. So with your listing, this is the one that we analyzed, the one that had the stay wall art. As you can see, a lot of the keywords that you're using are high in competition. That means that a lot of other people are using that same keyword. You want to stay away from keywords that are too high. That means that it's going to be very hard for you to, one, rank organically, and two, if you in the future, if you decide to start running ads, your cost per click per ad is going to be a lot higher because there's a lot of people competing for that same keyword. And as you can see, like if you were to take this keyword here, travel nursery decor, and if you go to Etsy.com and you type in that keyword in the search engine, it's going to show up how many people are using that keyword. So when you type it in here and you press search, there's 15,000 other people that you're competing. As you can see, that's a large competition. So therefore, it's going to be really hard for you to drive organic traffic to your shop when there's so many other people also competing for that keyword. So you have to find keywords that are in low competition, that you're not going to be fighting with so many people to be found. And so these have to go. All of these that are in red, medium competition is okay. You could keep those. But these here, high, very high, you have to change that. If you were to type this one in, the one that says kids room wall decor, you're going to see that there's over 221,000. That one is even worse than the first one. So it's too many people using the same keyword. So you definitely have to, remove that one from your tags. You have to make sure that you find keywords like this one is a great one. And if you were to look at this one in Etsy search engine, you'll see that it has only 1,000 other people that are competing for that keyword. So you could actually rank organically and people could find your shop without you paying anything because it's not that much competition. So those are the type of keywords that you want. So you will need to go in here, you will need to come up here and start looking for keywords, describing the artwork as specific as you can, but don't just put any keyword. Make sure that you do the groundwork. If you're not sure how to research it, I do have a video on my YouTube channel where I have step-by-step on how to research keywords. I would highly recommend using that one because I go in really, really details on how to do it. It's pretty much what I'm showing you now, but if I started doing that now, this video would be like 2 hours later. So just make sure that you listen to that video. I go step by step. Once you have, let's say you did all the grunt work, you got all the new keywords, I will keep this one here. That will be your first one because that's your BIP keyword. That means that's the one that is getting the most SEO ranking right now. And then I will keep this one here as the second. You want to make sure that all the low competition ones are going to be, once you do your new keywords, you will have to put all your keywords here, almost like you did now. So you did a good job with that. So you put all your keywords here. You want to put the most important ones in the front, the ones that have more SEO presence. So this one is perfect how you did that one. And then you will put the next one here and keep going. Fill it up as much as you can. You're not going to be able to fit, as you know, all 13 keywords, but try to put as many as you can. Then you also want to do what is called on-page SEO factor. That means that your page, right? Like this is a page, is you're doing your SEO correctly on the page. So you have it on the title and you have your keywords also in your listing description. You have to have it in both. You want to have it in the first 160 words or characters because that's the snippet that Google shows or search engines show when somebody types in stay wild wall art. That's what they show. And this is what it looks like. Let me show you. So when somebody Googles your product, and let's say they find your item, this is what they're reading. So what I would do is I would take this off. You see how you have digital art instead? That doesn't make me entice me to click on it. Take that off because this is a meta description and this has to be enticing. It has to have a nice description of what it is, what they're getting, really short, nice description, no more than 160 characters. That's going to make that person want to click there and go to your Etsy shop. So that digital art instant download should not be the first thing because that's the first thing that people see when they Google or they use any search engine and they find your product. So you could push that down. It's like you could remove this from here and push that down here somewhere. But yes, just make sure that the first 160 says, get this beautiful stay wall art for your home. I have several different colors, blah, 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 blah. Just put something enticing that's going to make the person click on your listing. And then throughout the listing description, add your keywords. And then on the bottom, just make sure that you have all 13 keywords. And you did, I did check your category. You did do that correctly. You put it on the digital prints. So you did do that correctly. If you ever have a listing that you're not 100% sure where you should place it, if you go to XCRank and you go to category tool, you could click there and it will tell you, put in the, what your actual print is or the actual product that you're trying to find, where it should be categorized, and it will tell you where it should be. So that's a nice thing. That way you have it, people could find your products in the right category. Because also if you have it in the wrong category, that could also have an effect on your sales as well because people are not finding your products that they're looking for. So once you do that, now you got your picture done, you have your SEO correctly done. The next thing is your listing description. The photography is what, so look at it this way. SEO is what help your product be found by the customer, right? But the photo is what makes them click on the actual product, right? But then the listing description is the final part. It's like the convincing part. It convinces that potential buyer to purchase your item. And it also attracts new buyers from other search engines, like I said earlier, from Google, whether it's Bing or Yahoo. But to make the most impact, just make sure that your listing description, 1, is easy to read. 2, is enticing for buyers. 3, that you're using your tags, like I said, your keywords throughout your listing description because that's an SEO factor that you need. But if you don't write a good listing description, it could make or not make a sale, basically. So you need to describe precisely what you're selling as detailed as possible, how they're going to get it, what's included, information such as size or shape or color. If you do shipping, if you don't do shipping, that's different. But this is a digital download, so you don't need to put that there. But you have to make sure that you describe it in great depth, and that's including all the elements on that listing description. This will, one, avoid any confusion. Two, it's going to build credibility with buyers, and three, it's going to close out the sale. What I would do is break this down into sections and put little headers. So I would put like description here, and then what's included. Description, and then like you could put like it's a print, and the sizes that you get, and then you could put shipping, or I'm sorry, I can't even speak. So you put description, and then you put how to order, and then that's where you would say just purchase the listing, add to cart, and then once your payment clears up, you get the file instant download. You see, so you're putting that in there, and then you would put what's included, and then you put this information you have here, what's not included, like you put here, on frame, because that just for viewing purposes, it does not come included. That's perfect, because you know how many times I've gotten on my print shop, like, does the easel come with it, or does the frame come with it? Even though I haven't noted, but they still ask. So that's nice that you have that. This is good that you have needed different size. Message me, and I will, customize it you at no cost. You should put that up here. What's included? That way, if they look at that, they don't just leave the page. They're like, oh, okay, so they could customize it to the size that I need. Let me go ahead and order it. I will put a backlink down here. So a backlink is basically taking your store. I would just do from here to here, because this is like gibberish. Just copy that, and then you will paste that on the bottom of your listing description. The reason why you want to do that here is because a lot of times when the customer reads this, they'll click on the back button, and that will take them back to either Google or to the Etsy search engine, and then they can't find your shop again. You don't want to lose that customer. You want to keep that potential customer in your store. The longer they stay in your store, the more possibility of them buying from you. So you want to keep them as long as you can. So I will add a backlink right here. I will also add if you have an email that you don't mind providing, you can also put an email saying, hey, you could reach out to me at Elena at whatever, and that way they could reach out to you. You did a good job describing what they're getting, how to print, where to take it to print, the size and everything. I would just format it a little bit better. I would take this and push it more down. I would take this and push it up. I would write an enticing um, meta description. If you want to put the keywords below that, then you could do that, but just make sure that you're writing enticing, and then break it down into sections. Description, how to order, what's included, printing policy, return policy. Oh, make sure you put a return policy as well. I don't think you did that I noticed. I didn't see it, but yeah, I don't see it here. So just make sure that you put something like, due to the nature of being a digital download, there are no refunds once it's purchased. That way, if somebody buys it later and they're like, I want a refund, I didn't want this, or I bought it by mistake, it's notated, and Etsy will back you up. You have to make sure that you put all that information, because there are people out there that will buy something, download it, and then say, oh, I thought you were going to mail this out. I don't want it no more. But they already downloaded it. So it's like, you got to tell them, I'm sorry, and then they're going to be like, oh, well, you didn't write that in your listing description. Now they read it, so just make sure that you include that in there. So overall, those are the main tweaks that you have to do. Obviously, all three things are important, right? They all play major factors for you to drive your sales. Your picture, your SEO, writing a killer listing description that is enticing, has all the information the buyer may have. So just think about it this way. The listing description should have any question that buyer might have about that particular listing. So just make sure that you write a very enticing a very enticing listing description. Now, looking at the store, it doesn't look bad. I mean, your pictures are clear, and you've done a really good job with presenting your pictures. It does look a little bit too simple, if that's a right word. And I apologize. I don't mean to offend you or anything. I just feel like it could have a little spruce. I will add maybe a banner with a little bit more color. Um, A lot of people, if you look at the most prominent shops out there, what they have is that they have amazing cover photos. And those cover photos, which is this up here, it covers their social media links, their website, the hours of operation. They have all that in there, and it's so enticing. Like you go in there, you're like, wow, such a pretty shop. So you want to think about it that way. Think about this being as a boutique that somebody walks in. Do you want it just to be plain, just white walls? Or do you want color, and do you want from people go in there blow their socks off? That's what you want to do with your store. A lot of people, the biggest mistake they do is that because it's an online store, they don't, or an online business, they don't treat it as a real business, but it is a real business. There's people out there making half a million, a million a year because they have taken the time to do the groundwork on SEO, to fix their store fully detailed. They have their story, they have pictures about themselves, they have a great cover logo, they have everything, to the point that when you go to the store, like you're favoring their shop without even looking at the pricing yet. You want to make sure that your brand looks cohesive, and it does look cohesive right now actually, because it does flow really well. I just think that it could look a lot nicer if you go to creativemarket.com, which I believe maybe that's where you got these mockups. If not, I will leave a link below. You could buy beautiful mockups that will spruce up your store, and you could buy covers. If you want a custom cover, I will send you a link also, from fiverr.com, where you could go and they could create a beautiful cover for you for as low as $5 to $15. That you can buy these things that is going to showcase your store so much better. But you want to make sure that you don't overlook small details. Take the time to fill out everything. Make sure that you take the time to fill out your about me section. This is great that you have an update. I actually like how this looks. I love this mock-up here. You see how the difference, how this one looks nicer than this one? This one kind of looks a little blah, but then this one is really cool. That's what you want to do. You want to play with it. And the more you play with it, the better you get at it. And the more you start picking out what stands out more and what doesn't. It's all about trial and fail, trial and fail. Don't feel defeated. Don't feel like, well, I'm not making the money I want. I need to add more stuff. It's not about the number here. I have seen stores that have like 86 items and they sold more than me. I saw this one store that has 83 items, I believe, and she has sold over 23,000 in sales. So a lot of people say you got to add more. Does it help? Yes. I'm not going to lie, because in my shop I got over 3,000 items, and I did that one just to kind of test it out compared to my other shop that I got 1,000 items. And yes, it's like double income. However, it's not just because I added new items, it's also because I did the grunt work of SEO. I did the grunt work of, I switched out my images. I tried this, try that. Okay, I don't like that. I thought it looked good. Now I look at it again and say, oh, it could look better. Let me fix it. So a lot of it is trial and failure and figuring it out and see what works and what doesn't work. But you have to you should be able to take your store, evaluate it, be as honest as you can, and say, can it look better? Can I improve it? And then take it from there and do the changes that you have to do. You have to write your about me section. I highly recommend doing that. It builds credibility. It tells people who you are. It shows who you are as a person, why you started the shop. So make sure that you take the time to do that. Make sure you take the time to write your story of who you are, because a lot of times, a lot of people read that to kind of connect with the person. Also, make sure that you write your shop policies. This is important because even though some people might not read it, majority of people do read it. And unfortunately, if you don't have that there, you don't have the shop policies, a lot of times people will feel like, maybe I won't buy from the store, or they're confused about what exactly they're buying. They don't understand it. Some people don't even know how to message the store. They might not even see this here. So by you having all the information there, with the shipping, even though you're not shipping anything out, you do have to be clear about the policy that there's no refunds on already instant downloads, and make sure, and this reduces unnecessary messages to you, unnecessary cases open against your shop, and hopefully unnecessary bad reviews as well. So just make sure that you pay attention to writing as much as possible about your shop, your about story, your about me section, your story, your policy section, and take the time to do all that. Your reviews, you only have one review, but one is better than none. Now, reviews are like a hit and miss. I know for like for my one shop that I have sold 1,600, I only have 150 something reviews. As you can see, that's very low compared to the sales. It's always gonna be like that. However, what I technically do is I tell customers, hey, if you leave me a review, I will give you an item that's $5 and under for free. Does it work all the time? No. But for some people it does work for them because they want that free item, especially if they were already thinking of buying something additional in my store. So you do want to make sure that you do offer them an incentive. If you just say leave a review, you could ask them that. But if you give them an incentive, they're more prone to do it. So if you offer them something, they're more prone to do it. So make sure that you try either one, see kind of which one works better for you. What I normally do is when I email them the listing description, I'm sorry, the file. If it's a custom order, I will ask them, hey, please leave me a review, and as in exchange, I will give you something cheap for $5 or less. If they order an instant download that I never did the order for them, I will message them later through Xe asking them, do you mind leaving me a review? You could also tell them, hey, I'm a new shop, I'm trying to get my reviews up, do you mind leaving me a review? Something to those terms, and for the most part, a lot of people will understand that and they will leave you a review. I like the fact that you have your location. A lot of people shop by location for some reason, and then you have a tagline. I would come up with a more enticing tagline, if I could say that. Um, but you do have one, so at least you did add that there. Make sure that another thing is pricing, that the prices that you're adding cover your labor, cover profits after fees. I do think that you do have great pricing, especially for digital prints. But don't lower your prices. What I'm trying to say by that is that if you don't get sales, don't get desperate to lower your prices thinking you make more sales. That has nothing to do with it. If the person loves your product, they will pay the extra. It doesn't matter. I've done it. I have paid extra just because I love the product. Don't do that. A lot of people, they get like desperate, or not desperate, but they want to make the sale, so they start tweaking their prices a lot, or sale every weekend and you get 30% off, but they still can't get the sale. It has nothing to do with it. Don't lower the price, because you gotta make some type of profit back, and make some type of profit in the sense of energy that you put on the store, creating. I mean, this is a lot of work. Etsy is a lot of work, especially once you start getting a lot of sales, because now you're constantly emailing this person, emailing that person, doing this, adding more listings, especially if you have a family. So don't shortchange yourself. Um, Lastly is paying attention to key performance indicators. You have to start measuring your store every month. A lot of people do quarterly, and that's fine if you want to do quarterly. But if you could do every month, in my opinion, it's better. Look at what's working. Look at what people are liking. Review your metrics. Review your sales for that month. Review your conversion rates. Know everything and anything about your store. Know the insights of your store, what is working and what needs to be changed. If you see a listing that you keep selling, right, and that's popular, make a line around it. Make matching items. Whether is maybe you make one that's black, one is gold, one is pink with different colors. Think about it that way. Make a robust line around your top sellers. Focus your energy on listings that people are actually clicking on or buying. Don't focus your energy by creating a listing that maybe no one else is interested, no one has clicked on it for months, and now you're making another one that matches it. Or don't just say, oh, I'm going to create a print about baby love hugs, but you never did the grunt work of SEO. You should never put an item in your store before looking at the keywords. Because if you do the design, you do all this work, you create the markup, and now you go to do the SEO and you find out that 300,000 people are competing for the same keyword, what's the point? You're not going to make money, especially because you don't want to run ads. So don't do that. Make sure you do the SEO first of whatever ideas you come up with, and then see if there's a market for that product or service. And if you do it that way, you will always find products in your store that have low competition and that you could grow. You want to make sure that whatever product you're putting, is it a new product? Is it growing? Is it mature, right? Like it's like stable, but you're not really growing. Does it have a lot of competition? If so, how is your product different from other people? So if you are doing a product, like sometimes what I do in my shop, I do bundles. So I'll have like stuff that's very competitive, but I'll put like it's like a wedding, right? So I'll put like wedding sign, a table seating chart, table numbers, blah blah blah. So you get like 10 items as a bundle. And I get more sales even though it's competing because one, my prices are reduced, and two, they're getting so much more for their money that they always come back and buy it from me. So you have to do stuff like that sometimes. If you're trying to compete with something that's very competitive. So these are my suggestions for your shop. I did want to go ahead and look at your other items like your Facebook account. So this is your Facebook. I like the fact that you have your logo. So this right here, this should be your cover. So this is your cover right now. You want to make sure that's cohesive with the same look. It doesn't look bad, but you want to keep the cover the same. And then once you create your new cover, that you have like your store name, your website, if you have one, your social media handles, then you do the same one. You use the same one in Facebook, and then you use the same one if you have a Twitter account. Anything that has a timeline cover that you could add in. Now, I did see this earlier that I wanted to bring up to you. So it's good that you're posting on a consistent basis. So that's a good thing. I don't know if you are linking this. This is actually pretty mock-up actually. You should use that one for your shop. That one should have been in the one that we just reviewed. That should have been the third picture in there. I don't know why you never put that one with the other picture. You should combine more pictures, so more chances of somebody buying. But what I was going to suggest is this. I don't know if this is a post that you did on Instagram and it automatically puts it on Facebook. I don't like that. The reason why is this. One, you're telling people this right here, you misspelled link, by the way. And I'm not the one to point out grammar because I'm horrible at grammar. But I did notice that earlier. And you put find up link in profile. So you will need to change the wording. Secondly, someone that doesn't really understand Facebook or doesn't like really shop on Facebook wouldn't know where the link is. And I think that the reason why you put here link in profile is because this is a picture that you share from Instagram that automatically puts it on Facebook. I don't never do that. Because right now, if I wanted to buy this, I can't even click. Like, where do I click at? There's no link. You see what I'm saying? So what you want to do is that you want to separate it. You want to put the picture here, and you don't need to use all these hashtags on Instagram. On Facebook, hashtags really don't matter. You could do maybe 2 or 3, but don't do as many like these. Also with Facebook, if you're trying to get traffic organically on Facebook, you're wasting your time. Facebook only shows your items to like 10% of your feed. And if you want to drive traffic from Facebook to Etsy, you would need to spend money. So I would suggest either doing a Facebook boost, which is when you pay money and you boost this actual listing, or getting likes for your Facebook and growing it. You could actually buy targeted likes using Facebook Business Manager, and you could actually run an ad and get likes for your page. So I recommend one of those two. But if you do it organically, post every day, because people do use Facebook, and that's the number one thing. When people are looking for a company or something, the first thing they do is they Facebook the company. So it does work. However, Organically, you're not going to get tons of traffic unless you go viral or you have a very large following, which at this point you don't. But if you ever did, then yes. So make sure that one, don't use all these hashtags. Two, write a compelling caption. Don't write two sentences. Right? Get this beautiful fins up art print for your son's room. I have a bunch of prints that you could find for decor, whatever. Just write it. Don't write what I wrote, what I said, but make sure it's enticing, that somebody's going to want to click on it and go shop on your store, and tell them what to do. Say, click below to browse my Etsy shop, or click below to view my latest prints, and so on. Another thing, excuse me, another thing you want to do is not only sell, you want to brand yourself as a person. You want to, maybe put a couple things that you're selling and then put a picture about yourself and talk about yourself and share your story. Every week you should share your story for new followers that are now following you. You should say, my name is Elena, I'm from blah 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 blah. I've been doing digital prints since 2018. I do this as a hobby, or I do this as a full-time job. I'm a mom of two, whatever it is. Tell your story, because people love to connect. That builds credibility, and it builds trustworthy as well. Make sure that you put that at least once a week on your Facebook and across all your social media platforms. And think about it this way: social media is called social because you have to be social. It's not just spam, spam, spam. Let me put a print. Hopefully I get a click. It's about connecting with people. It's about liking other people that follow you, liking their products or their pictures, and so on. It's about becoming social. And let's look at your Instagram. So your Instagram is really cute. I mean, I actually love your Instagram. It's very cohesive. You see how it has a really nice cohesive looks. Everything flows together. It's very eye catching. So that's very pretty. Once again, you have sale, 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 sale. You have nothing personal about yourself. Is this personal here? Let's see. Yeah, it's more it's more business related. So my suggestion is share stuff with people that follow you. For instance, this is my page here, and I just had my anniversary. I share that. I share stuff like that. Um, Share who you are. Just don't. I share other people's work. This is one of sellers on Etsy, and she paints beautiful artwork. I love her stuff. Share other people's work. Um, I share. This is my newborn. I just had him in April, so share personal things as well. People connect. People. A lot of people have reached out to me and say, "Oh my God, how do you do it? You have a newborn, and you're doing YouTube, and you do blogging, and you have, like 5 stores. Like, people connect. They want that. So you want to make sure you do that. Put inspirational quotes. Don't just like spam, spam, spam. Like, switch it up. But you do have the creative eye, which I could see, because everything does flow really, really nice. You just kind of make it more social, connect with people, go back and like other people's posts. Um, it just shouldn't be 2 words. It should be more. Talk about the artwork. Why is it so special? What sizes it comes included. Make somebody want to click on your link and shop. Another thing is, you could do Linktree. This is free, and I'll leave a link below. And you can actually put different links. So when somebody clicks on your profile, you could send them to your Etsy shop. You could send them to your Facebook page, to your Instagram, and to Pinterest or anything else that you have. And you can optimize your traffic to different destinations. And that's really cool because you can actually increase sales and increase followers as well. So I will work on that. You are doing a good job using your hashtags. Make sure that when you look up hashtags, that they're not too overpopulated. Like, this is too overpopulated. Because what happens is that your post comes up here, right? And within seconds, because so many people are using the same hashtag, your post gets stuck on the bottom feed somewhere. No one will ever see your listing. Now, the reason why these people stay up here, it says top post, is because they get a lot of engagement and they get a lot of likes. Right now, you're barely getting 27 likes. So your post will never be featured up here unless you go viral. So you want to make sure you use keywords that are not too over competitive. This goes back to like SEO again. It's the same thing. If you look at this picture here, if I refresh the page, because a lot of people use that keyword, it starts moving, you see? And eventually this picture is gonna be all the way in the bottom somewhere. Like if I do, today's Monday, so that would be a better one to use. So I'll show you this one. This is Motivation Monday, right? So this picture here is like a sunrise. Somebody put it within seconds ago. If I refresh this now and I go back to it, it's two pictures already posted, you see? And that's because Motivation Monday is like a very popular one that people use. And if you refresh it again, you will see that now that picture is down here, you see? Within 30 seconds, 6 people posted. And it keeps doing that. And throughout the course, when you go back to your picture, like you posted the picture, and then when you go back to look at it, you're like, where did it go? Oh, it's all the way in the bottom now. So you want to use hashtags that are not too overpopulated, that you could still get found, that people could find your item and hopefully click on your bio link. Make sure you take the time to fill out this section here. You see how mine is filled out? I got little stars, emojis. Take the time. You have to treat this as a real business. Take the time, write a compelling bio, explain who you are or why they should click on your link, and put like a little arrow pointing to your Etsy shop. Do whatever it takes, but make sure that you take the necessary time. I also recommend doing Pinterest. I don't know if you've ever thought about doing it. Maybe you have it, but you didn't send me the link. But Pinterest is great for Etsy. I mean, you could increase your sales organically using Pinterest. So this is one of mine, and I did this within 90 days while being pregnant and giving birth. I grew this account from barely getting like, I think I was getting, I can't remember, but I think it's under 13 clicks a month from Pinterest to my store. And last month in July, I got over 900, I think 46 clicks. So it does work. Just create an account, and I also have a video on this on Pinterest and how to grow it, and I go into details, but it is really really good. It's organic, and the nice thing is that once your pin goes viral, it stays there. You don't have to pay anything, and every time somebody repins it or shares it, that's more chances of somebody going to a shop. So I do recommend, out of all of them, my order is Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook. I would still do Twitter, and I would still do Google Plus because you have a business. I would do all the major social media because there's some people that like Pinterest but they don't like Instagram, or they like Facebook but they don't like Pinterest, and vice versa. So you want to use all of them, but just make sure that you use them to the fullest. Make sure you take the time to fill out your optimize your bios, that you have a picture, that you have a compelling story. But these are my tips for your store. I really appreciate you letting me do a review. Please, guys, like this video. Give me a thumbs up. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. Elena, if you have not done so either, please subscribe to my channel. I will be adding a lot of tutorials about Etsy, how to brand yourself on social media. So I have a lot of tips that I do, and what I normally do is share step by step everything that I do, so you could see exactly what I do. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and thank you guys for watching. Have a good night.